Hi guys, welcome to another video. I have made a list of my top 10 favorite games that I've ever played, as well as a few extras, and I just wanted to share the list with you guys. I have a few favorite games that come from the same franchise, so I've just chosen one of that franchise to be on the list of my favorites. Also added a couple tiers on top of the 1 to 10 just to include some extras that I couldn't fit into just 10. So with that said, let's get started. Now the first tier I'm going to fill is the Mario tier. And while I don't have any Mario games that are on my top 10, I figured I'd want to go ahead and mention Mario. So I have a couple Mario games here, which are Super Mario 64, and Paper Mario from the original 64. I like them both pretty equally for different reasons. I think I like Paper Mario just a little bit more. I haven't completed either one of them, but I have gotten closer to completing Paper Mario, so it's got to go a little bit above. I haven't played too many Mario games overall, so these are the only two that I can really talk about. There's a few others, but they're not as high. So these are tied in the Mario tier. Now we have the honorable mentions tier. And again, kind of a category of a few games that couldn't fit in the top 10, but I felt like they're worth a mention for being some of the games that I like to play or that I just like a lot. The first is Age of Empires 2, specifically the Conqueror's expansion. I've played this particular version of this game quite a lot since as long as I can remember. So it's pretty nostalgic and I still like the game overall. Next, I have Hollow Knight, and I picked Hollow Knight instead of Silksong because I've actually completed the first Hollow Knight. I haven't 100%ed it, but I have completed like the main true ending. I didn't do all the side expansion stuff, but I got a lot more done in that one than in Silksong, so I have a more confident opinion about how I feel about it. And then the third honorable mention is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This one goes in honorable mentions because it's my favorite Legend of Zelda game. Tears of the Kingdom is pretty close to this one. And again, sort of like the Mario games for two different reasons. But I think Twilight Princess overall came out on top. I just kind of like the game on it overall. Now, we're going to start in the main list from number 10, which is Half-Life 2. I had a whole lot of fun playing this game for the first time. It's not really something you can replay a whole lot, but I enjoyed the experience the first time I played it, so it's going as number 10. Next, I have Heroes of Might and Magic 3, specifically the Horn of the Abyss unofficial mod or expansion. I'm including that one because it also includes the official expansions, and I really like the Horn of the Abyss, what they've done with the two factions and everything else that they've added. They did a really good job, and I enjoyed playing it a lot, so I haven't had much time to explore too much of it, but I played it for a bit and really liked it, so. And the base game itself, I've been playing again pretty much as long as I can remember, just like the Age of Empires 2, so it has to go here in this list, even if I don't play it too frequently nowadays. Alright, for number 7, I have Portal 2. And similar to Half-Life 2, I really enjoyed the first time I played it. And even more than Half-Life 2, it's not really something you can play over and over. Because you kind of get to where you memorize all the puzzles and everything. And I picked Portal 2 because it's overall just a better game, in my opinion. And even though I played Portal 1 probably when I was about 8, and it does have some nostalgia to it. Portal 2's overall, I think everything Portal was, but better, minus the nostalgic qualities, so it's gonna go in number 7 in my list. Number 8 is going to be Minecraft, because again, another game that I've been playing for a long time. I was probably about 11 the first time I played Minecraft. And I've been playing it on and off for basically until now, the present time. And I've only recently, relatively recently, gotten into actually modding the game, which is kind of freshened it up a bit. And of course I've been doing videos on that lately. So it's gonna go at number 7. I might have done this backwards. Portal is number 8, Portal 2 is number 8, and Minecraft is number 7. Next, for number 6, we have Terraria, specifically the Calamity mod, because I really like the regular Terraria game, but I also really like the Calamity mod. And while it is difficult at times, and I didn't really finish all the Calamity content, I did finish all the content up to that point, up to the Moonlord boss, which is Vanilla Terraria's final boss. And I did a little bit after that, but it just kind of grew beyond the difficulty grew beyond what I was comfortable or enjoyed dealing with, so I put it here because I really like Terraria as a whole, with the mod itself just improving things just a bit, because the early game's pretty forgiving without being too easy, so I'm gonna have to put Terraria in number 6. Number 5, I have Warhammer Vermintide 2. I've had a really fun time playing this game the first time. It's pretty replayable, although there aren't a whole lot of missions you can do. You have a maximum level capacity and all that. But it's just fun to go in there and slash up all the enemies and everything, so it's fun to come back to every now and then when I feel like it. Pretty well made. This one was close. Well, the only other contender for Warhammer was Darktide. Warhammer 40k Darktide. I didn't care as much for that one as I did for Vermintide 2. I like the medieval fantasy sort of setting that Vermintide 2 has over Darktide, so I had to pick this one. Number 4, we have Valheim. And I've played quite a bit of this game. It's a bit hard, kind of like the Terraria Calamity mod is, but again, it's really fun, really well made. There are some things that they could do with it, but again, once you get into modding, then it just gets even better, so. And I'm looking forward to 1.0, and I might do some videos when they release that. But Valheim's gonna go in number 4. For number 3, we have Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And I'm gonna be honest, Monster Hunter games could probably take up most of this list if I didn't put the rule that I'm only gonna have one title per franchise in my list. But definitely Monster Hunter as a whole is on this top 10 list. Monster Hunter 4 is probably the particular single game that is the best one, in my opinion. I started out playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, also on the 3DS, and went to Monster Hunter 4, and basically bigger, faster, harder, and overall just better, in my opinion, than 3. The games that come after are pretty good too, but I think overall, story-wise and content-wise and all that, I'm gonna have to say 4 is my favorite out of the franchise, and number 3 on my list overall. Now we're down to the last 2, and number 2 is going to be The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I started playing this game on the 360, Xbox 360, and had a lot of fun with it. I've been waiting to play it for some years. I don't remember how long before I got around to playing or getting it for the 360. Once I went to PC and started playing it there, mods really helped boost it up way up here as well. It was probably about 5 or 6, maybe 3 or 4 before, but with mods, it's got to be number 2. Now, for the final, my number 1 favorite game that I've ever played, Metroid Prime. I couldn't really tell you for sure why this game is my overall top favorite. There's just something about the way it's made, the fact that it was on the GameCube kind of boosts it, because I overall like the GameCube a whole lot. And I think it's probably the game I've ever had the most satisfaction of beating. By the time I beat it, up to that point, it was probably the hardest game I had ever played. Of course, other games like Hollow Knight and Silk Song came along afterward, but really felt good to play and beat Metroid Prime for the first time. I've played on the GameCube and I got the remastered on the Switch. I think I like the aesthetic of the original GameCube version the best. I replay it on the Switch nowadays, so yeah, that's gonna be my number 1 is Metroid Prime. Not sure if it's ever gonna get replaced, but we'll see. Alright, that is my top 10 favorite video games I've ever played, including some honorable mentions and some extras. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Also leave a comment down below to tell me what you think of the video. Let me know what your favorite video game you've ever played is, or top 3 if you want. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'll see you in the next video.